Now, I'm sorry I have taken a lot of time, but let me see. Now the story begins of Savitri is coming back to the Shalva woods and live with Satyavan for 1 year, and so to say, wait for the end of the year for that occurrence. In Shevandu Savitri, the storyline is slightly different than the storyline which we have in the Mahabharata Savitri, Vyasa Savitri. In Vyasa Savitri, Savitri goes from place to place, etc., etc. And suddenly, without giving any hint, any indication, Savitri has arrived to the palace. What has happened in between, Vyasa refuses to tell. That they had met and this happened, that happened. No, 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 no. She has come back and she reports to the father, company of Narad, that this is what I have chosen, etc., etc. That is how the story goes in Mahabharata. But after having disclosed her meeting with Satyavan, Ashwapati arranges for the traditional marriage. The Vedic ceremony in the company of the rishis of the forest, and it is those rishis who bless Satyavan and Savitri's marriage, and it is carried forward. So Vyasa goes by the context of the traditional marriage ceremony. Shivandu has totally taken that thing off. Instead, he has introduced the book of law. He has introduced the book of law, which is not there in Vyasa. And the union has already taken place. They have met each other, they have identified themselves with each other, they have recognized that they have been together life after life, yuge, yuge. And again, in this human form, they are meeting it. They recognize each other's identity. The union has already taken place. That's it. And we have therefore kind of link between the book of fate and the book of yoga. The marriage party, Savitri has gone back to the palace and she has to come back now to live with Satyavan. I will not say exactly marriage party, but the royal party arrives with Savitri to the forest, and it is there Savitri is left behind and to go back. Savitri is now living with Satyavan. For Satyavan, it is a priceless joy. Her immobile spirit, Savitri's immobile spirit, watches the haste of time. Savitri is steady in her resolve form. She knows what is going to happen. She has been told already with Narad, but her spirit remains calm, tranquil, immobile. And in that spirit, she watches the haste of time. 12 swift-winged months. Yes, 12 months are going to be over shortly, and this is what is going to happen. But still, human Savitri is her full human elements, Satyavan and Savitri. They have the joy of union. They live together, enjoy together like that. But all the while, Nara's word keep on haunting her. While she is in the company of Satyavan, she is extremely happy. He goes to the forest for his daily work, but the spirit follows him. He always remembers Savitri. Their union, joyous union, is constantly there. At the same time, these pricks are there. The pain, the hammer of pain is there on the body of Savitri. And that body of Savitri which experiences the hammer of pain. It is that hammer of pain which becomes functional. It is the body's ache which tells Savitri, Savitri, it is for the sake of body that we have to do something. We must awake for that. And Grief and happiness, they keep on fluctuating constantly. Yet the body's ache is there, the terror of separation is there. Savitri still remains calm. She is constantly being sawn like a hacksaw is cutting between happiness and grief constantly. Savitri does not know what to do, whether to give up life when Satyavan should die or continue to be here. She is full of human elements. At one point, Savitri even considers that perhaps the best thing for her would be to go as Sati on the pyre of Satyavan, sacrifice herself fully there. That will complete perfect union. But then she counter argues, is this for reason? Is this for this reason that I am here? What happens to this world? What happens to my elderly in-laws? They had no helper there. Savitri is a worshipped princess in the palace of Ashwapati. Everybody is worshipping her like a princess. But here in the hermitage, she is serving the old people there. She is drawing water from the well. She is sweeping the floor. She is doing all the household work in the joy of doing something for this world. She is divided between these two minds, whether to stay back or go away from this creation. She is constantly in a conflict like that. In all her acts, a strange divinity is shown. Whether she is sweeping the floor or drawing the water from the well, in all her acts, a strange divinity is shown. This is a very, very touching line, very significant line also. It immediately reminds us of what Mother has spoken when year after year Durga used to visit the Mother during the October Durga Puja days. Durga used to visit the Mother regularly, often. And she used to stay with her at times for 2 days, 3 days, like that. And Durga was always amused, the mother doing small, small little things, putting the dishes here, keeping those things there, that thing like that in the room. And she said, this mother, or whatever you want to call it, doing this thing, Durga was amused. And with such delicacy, with such sweetness, with such joy, she was doing all the things. She was puzzled how Durga is doing. Then the mother asked her, would you like to participate in it? In this joy of this world? Durga was not willing. If she had to do it, she has to take the mortal birth. She has to come with her psychic being. It is the preciousness of the psychic being which puts you in contact with this world and give that joy. A strange divinity is shown in all her acts. That psychic being is there, and Savitri is doing all those things because that psychic element which is so strongly there in her. She is participating in everyday's activities in that manner. A worshipped princess doing these things constantly. All love was hers, and its one heavenly cord bound all to all with her as a golden tie. If that is the case, if all love is hers, how can Savitri go as Sati? She cannot. She has to stay back. She has to fight the battle of creation and tackle the issue which is there involved in that thing. She has to do that thing. She cannot go away. And that way, Savitri, while she is happy, while she is doing all these small things, her grief is also constantly becoming more and more intense. Now, Only a few days are remaining and Satyavan will die. That grief has become extremely intense, but there is something extremely yogic in Savitri's grief already. Something very powerful in the grief of Savitri. That personalized grief becomes so tranquil, so calm, so luminous, that grief, that the very self of grief becomes calm, tranquil. Savitri's personal grief has the power to make the being of grief calm and tranquil. She has already achieved that siddhi by following this state of her receiving life. Now, all this is therefore the siddhi of Savitri in what we might call in the Jagrata. Savitri is doing the Jagrata Yoga. She is aware of all the surroundings, everything. She is seeing everything. In the Jagrata Yoga of Savitri, she has already acquired the siddhi that even the grief, even the sorrow, or whatever it is, perhaps even death, becomes tranquil. Nothing is going to disturb her already. So Savitri is now firm and she can proceed further to tackle. Yes, grief self has become calm, but that is not the end, that is the beginning. The Jagrata has to go beyond that and carry on the work for which she has come. She has to become aware of it. Savitri is still in the human. She has taken human birth. Full human experience has to participate in her divine work. She has assimilated that human essence in her pursuit of unity. In the Mahabharata story, Vyasa story, when only 3 days are left for the death of Satyavan, Savitri takes the vow of what is called Tri Ratra Vrata, the vow of 3 nights. Night, of course, means 24 hours, day and night, constant. Tri Ratra Vrata. And the description of the Vrata is that the person stands at a given place, on a given spot, constantly for 3 days and 3 nights, for 72 hours, without moving from that place. It needs tremendous capacity to do that kind of a thing. To stand on a given place constantly for 3 hours. See. When Satyavan's father, Vyomasena, knew that Savitri is undertaking the Tri Ratra Vrata, he was worried and he tries to dissuade Savitri. Savitri, it's a very difficult vow. You are a princess. You are not accustomed to such austerities. He tries to persuade her. Savitri says, I'm sorry, I have made up my mind. And she is very firm in her. And Vyomasena concedes her request. Yes, it will be successful. Go ahead. And she does the vrata. Now, already by saying Tri Ratra Vrata, Vyasa Savitri has introduced the element of yoga which Savitri has to do in the fulfillment of her mission. It is by that vrata, by that yoga, by that tapasya, she is going to proceed further. And obviously, it is a symbolic meaning. 3 Ratra Vrata. The 3 nights, the physical, the vital, the mental, they had to be conquered. If you want to go into the higher spiritual domains, if you want to realize something in the higher spiritual domain, you have to first conquer this. Then only you can proceed further. Savitri has already accomplished this vow. Her grieved self has become calm. It means that she has already performed that vrata in her Jagrata Yoga. And now Savitri has to proceed further. Year comes to an end, and soon this is going to happen. Savitri has to get ready. So we have now in the second canto the parable of the search of the soul. And Savitri, of course, you know the parable is a short allegorical story, and it is through the story something is revealed to us in terms of things being taken now from Jagrata to Swapna. The next step, Swapna Yoga has to begin with. Savitri has to step into that. And the parable is multifold in its implications. In one of his letters, Sri Aurobindo explained the parable of evolution. The Bible speaks of parable in several places. The parable of the Good Samaritan. Like that, he speaks of number of parables like that. In that manner, it is the parable of evolution which is being described in the second canto. According to the tradition, you have the 10 avatars, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Parshuram, Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Kalki. And the parable is very clear, starting from Matsya, fish, how the evolution has taken place and how it has come now to the stage of the arrival of the divine event. The parable is very clear there in that case. It has to arrive in the whole sequence of these things. In order to carry out this evolution further, it is necessary that it is Avatar himself who must come. He comes in all those 10 forms and carries on the evolution further. Now, Matsya, etc., all that. Possibly were the avatars in the earlier creations. In the earlier creation. We are in the 7th creation. There were 6 pralayas, and those were moving from stage to stage, stage to stage. The last pralaya marks a transition between Rama and the present. In the record of yoga, Sri Aurobindo speaks, gives a kind of an indication that Rama's avatar was in the previous yoga. When the Manomaya Purusha, the mental being, had arrived on the evolutionary scene. Now things had to move forward. And if the things had to move forward, then it is the divine avatar who must come and do all that thing. Yet the divine avatar now is not sufficient. He must come with his full power, with his Shakti, full dynamism. He must come. Ashwapati must come with Savitri. Ashwapati alone is not going to clear the way for the divine event. He cannot, he will not. It is Savitri who has to do that, you see.